Good morning, team. I want to walk you through how you will be recording as mentors the scores that students have gotten based on each of their exhibitions. So you each have a mentor class, and it has two sections, a competency evaluation and a habits of success, which you see down here. And so for each domain area, I have created an assignment that you will go in and you will put the scores based on the portfolio that students are presenting and their exhibition. So this will shift a little bit each term. But what I'm going to do is go through and show you how you enter grades. And so I'm going to go to Gradebook. You'll click on Gradebook. And you'll see that the gradebook is organized by the domain areas that are on your report card grade sheet, and then a habits of success. And so we're going to start with the key ideas and details, and the first report card that I have is for Orion. So I will click on this little thing in the corner, and you get this screen that comes up. And I want to go to more details in SpeedGrader because I want to take us directly to SpeedGrader. So the first thing we want to do is click on this View Rubric, and we're going to expand this out. So I grab the gray bar, and that allows me to see the entire rubric for key ideas and details. So if a student didn't address this particular standard during the last exhibition, then we put a 0 in the box. And as you can see, it goes pretty rapidly. Whoops, not double zeros, a 0. You have to click on each one. And in this particular one, Orion got a 5. And then you're going to hit save. So as I hit save, you see now I have a total score, and up here you see grade, and we're going to go 5 out of 0. It's 0 because we don't want it to calculate a grade in the grade book, and you can see when kids pull this up and they see what they were assessed, they'll see what they were assessed on and what they weren't assessed on. You can also make comments in the comment box if you want to. I'm going to show you how to make comments by particular criteria area or competencies, but if you want to make an overall comment, you would put that here. Then you need to hit submit, and once you hit submit, there will be a checkbox at the top. So let's do another student. Okay, so we're going to do Isabel because that's the next one that I have. I click on her name, I then get this page, I hit View Rubric, and now I'm going to go through and mark what she actually scored. I'll hit save. The total points she got, as you look right down here right now, is a 9. So we're going to put a 9 in here, and then we hit submit. And you see when I hit submit, a check mark came up right here. So we've got another student. That student is Emily Dupuy. We're going to go View Rubric. Again, I'm going to enter the scores. I go here. Now, if you wanted to enter a comment about this particular area, you could go here and add additional comments and hit Update Comments, and it will put the comment directly under the particular criteria that you are interested in commenting about at this time. And again, once I've got scores in, I hit save. I go up here to the corner, I put the total number that she currently has, and I hit submit. And you see that there's a check mark up at the top. So once I've entered all of the grades and I go back to the grade book, you can see that there are scores in here. Now a student can click on this and see details. I can click on the view assessment. And you're in as teacher so that you're seeing more, but they will be able to see the rubric assessment. But one thing these numbers tell them is if you actually go to the assignment and get the assignment details, you see that the students have been given a range, point range, that they need to be in. So this is a 10th grade class, and they're shooting to have 20 to 30 to be sort of on target. Now, not every kid's addressed every standard because it is in the end of the year, but when they look at that score, they can see if they're working towards actually meeting that particular criteria. This will give them just a general sense of, am I on track towards meeting the competencies? And you can see Moses actually is doing fairly well. When he goes in and looks at his actual rubric, he'll see what his score in, whereas Cassie's not doing so well. And then we had a couple of students who haven't been with us, a couple to get scores. So they'll have that for each of these particular areas as a quick view. But when we go to the Learning Mastery view, they'll also see this type of thing where they see where they are. Now, one thing I want you to remember is Mastery here is set for an 8. It isn't set for their grade level. We aren't able to do that right now. So the reality is students will have to look at this and can determine, well, I need to be between a 4 and a 6. So Emily can look at this and say, well, these two I've met the competency level I need to as a 10th grader, and I need to work on word choice, structure, and development in order to get to the place I need to get to. And so she's well on her way to meeting the competencies. So I actually did an entire class for Mr. Angeles. I'm going to go to that class so you can see what it looks like as an entire class, having all of his grades in from the first exhibition. So you can see for the first exhibition that this is the overall picture for a student and where that student happens to be at this particular point in time. There's obviously some work in different areas for each student, and they can you as mentor can have them delve a little deeper, and hopefully what we can do is use this same process for each of your classes in order to ensure that you're actually collecting the data you need to collect, and then we can run reports that can go to the mentors out of your classes that will actually allow them to see, well, where have they met competencies in your class? They got additional data so that they can input that information here into this class. So this will be changing every trimester, but here it won't change at any other time. If you have any questions about this or how to enter grades, please let me know. I am going to do a Gradebook 2.0 to talk to you about how you actually can input oral comments, because there is a place. So if I view a rubric assessment in here, I can actually down here attach documents, or I can click on this and I can actually, once you've got your Adobe plugin in, I can actually record both by video and something, record a message to the student for this particular competency area. I'll do more about that at a later date. Thank you.